Hello my friends, this is Jersey Shore Lisa from MyNJGarden.com, and I am in the back of my front yard gardens. You can see what the front yard of the property looks like. Most of my gardens are on this side of the property, and as I pan over, I wanted to talk to you about this little area in the back of the front yard and some of the plants that I have here. This front plant here is a gooseberry. It's in the ribe family. So gooseberries are related to currants, and they're also related to yastaberries. Yastaberries are actually a cross between a gooseberry and a black currant. This bush is about 3 years old. This is the third year we're here. So the bush is in full sun right now, but currants and gooseberries and yastaberries, they fruit really well actually in the shade. One of the only plants that you're going to find that fruit prolifically in shady areas. But this turns out that I put it in the sun and it's doing just fine in the sun, and it fruited really well this year. It's already finished, and the fruit are very similar to a grape in size and shape. But they are sweet as well as tart, so I think they're really delicious. I love them. The plant will spread out. It has thorns, and the way it spreads is by layering. So the branches get heavy, they touch down on the ground, they reroot, and they continue to grow. So this plant spreads out. I have a few tomatoes here that are not doing real well for the time of year, and I'm being careful with them. I'm watering them, but I just don't think they get enough nutrients here in the wood chips. So I am going to use the comfrey and manure tea that I have currently brewing, and I'm going to try and give these guys a little bit of a jump once that's done. I also have a brand new white currant that I put in this season, and it's going, but it's just not doing really well. So maybe that tea will help give it a boost. Let's see, I have this container here, and that has some Egyptian walking onions in it. And you can see that it has produced some top sets. Every part of this plant is edible, really. The green parts, the white parts, the little bulbs underneath, they're bunching onions. And then the top sets too, you can eat those or you can replant them and get more plants. They are perennial. They'll come back again next year. So I tend to spread them throughout the garden. These are brand new to me. They're little right now. They're called Stachys. I bought them from an eBay seller. S-T-A-C-H-Y-S. They have edible roots, and I've never tried them before, and I've never tried to grow them before. So they could probably benefit a little bit from that fertilizer tea that I'm making. I don't know if they will overwinter well here or not. So I plan to pull some of them up and bring them inside and store them over the winter. And some of them I'll leave in the ground and see if they come back on their own. It's a little experiment I'm going to do. These are Jerusalem artichokes. Jerusalem artichokes are in the sunflower family. This is a 6-foot fence back here. I expect by fall, these Jerusalem artichokes will probably be at least 8 to 10 feet tall. I had them planted here last year, and the voles or moles took them all down. At one a day, I would come out and the Jerusalem artichokes would be laying on the ground. Over the winter, I tried to fork up some of the roots and see if there was anything left, and I couldn't find a single one. So I got my hands on some more roots, and I buried 3 pots in the soil back here, and I put the new roots in there, and you can see that those are kind of stunted. They don't like being caged in like that in those pots. So the other ones that came back on their own are doing much better. They're much taller and happier. So I'm glad. I'm glad that they came back on their own. I'm not going to bother sinking pots again. I'll take those out next year and just let the Jerusalem artichokes come back, whether the critters get them or not, because they will come back. This is a raspberry that I have just in a cooler, a styrofoam cooler. Waste not, want not. I wasn't sure quite where to put it yet, so I'm going to plant it in the ground in the fall, but it's doing okay in there. It's given me some berries, and I'm pretty happy about it. And last but not least, we have a pawpaw. A pawpaw that I moved from the other property we lived at in Beechwood, and I had planted it around 2010 actually. Never got flowers. It was never this big, and I moved it here, and now it's really grabbing on, and it's really happy. I expect flowers next year, and it's put on about 1.5 feet of growth this season alone, so I'm really pleased with it. And I have 2 other pawpaws on the property, so I'm sure I'll get pawpaws. I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with pollination. So this is the back garden of the front yard at MyNJGarden.com. And again, I'm Jersey Shore Lisa. If you have any questions about any of these plants, I would be happy to answer them. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.